Come on, have a cup. All right, folks. How do you like that? It's my little introduction. How's everybody doing? It's Saturday, and summer is it's moving, but we've had great weather. We still have had great weather. So, hey, I appreciate all your support and the views, and I just want to thank you. So, yeah, this got to be the world's dumbest criminals. Now, when you do something, you should do it alone. And you see in the thumbnail, criminals doing illegal things while doing illegal things. I mean, knuckleheads, complete knuckleheads. And what I do with my paper, I'm losing my mind. I'm really losing my mind. I'm going to fire my director and producer, all right? Because I've had enough of this. So, it was in Wisconsin or Iowa, and this couple, they're transporting $100,000 worth of cocaine. I mean, they got like this brick, a square brick, and they're going down the highway and they're doing 90. How? And there's two people. And here's another thought, you Einsteins. If we're going and okay, now listen, we're coming from Bill's, and Bill's on board too, because they're going to call or somebody. You can't, they're going to track everything down. We went to Bill's. We went to visit, or unless it's, whatever, but, and you have all the minutia, all the details down packed. When I was riding to New York, I had family in New York. I obeyed the traffic laws. Whether I was ever doing anything, whatever I might have been doing, I obey. And if I'm not trying to get any tickets to pay for tickets for being a knucklehead. So now they separate the couple. One says they were doing this, then one says they were going to do this. One says they're coming from Timbuktu, and the other one says they're coming from Mars. So that's just, come on, folks. And he's in the system, and they're going, well, have you been arrested? He's a career criminal, and a career criminal that's been in prison. I mean, don't you sit there and think? You got years to think. Well, the next time I do a crime, I'm gonna think it out, every detail. And what's the first thing they also do when they're running drugs all over the country? They rent a car, and the license plates and the models stick out like a sore thumb. Go buy a junky car. Go buy a junker if you're going to transport drugs. Okay? Hey, good morning, Leon and Joe. I'll tell you. And another thing, I remember I used to have a Dodge Omni. It was a $75 car. Way, way, way back when marijuana was illegal. And if I ever got busted, you could have the car. and I obeyed all the traffic. I obeyed it. I obeyed. I drive like an old lady, but not to be noticed like that, you know. And it's completely insane. It's insane how these people. And there's another, now there was also a guy that got pulled over for meth, like 14 pounds of meth. A lady and a guy in the car. Another rental car. What does she do while she's on the highway? She's got a rear headlight missing, a rear brake light missing. How do you go down like that? These chumps. How? And then she's stuttering during the cops asking questions, and of course they separate them, and they both got two different stories. And how do these people trust? How do the traffickers, the top guys, how do they trust these knuckleheads to be their mules? How? Number one, go buy a junky car. Just not junky, but I should say, don't get a rental, okay? A rental. You think, oh, geez, I'll get a rental. Yeah, well, if something happens, they can get those rental cars. And on those highways in the Southwest and everywhere, those are the main routes that the police know are the main they're the main routes for the mules to go on. Geez, couldn't you get a map and figure out the back roads and go and enjoy the countryside? And yeah, it might take a little longer. I used to take every back road sometimes known to mankind. Other times I didn't because I knew my car was legal. I knew I was going to obey the traffic laws. But holy cow, how these people go down. And and if you're going to do your crime, do it alone. Do it alone. And if your crime involves you being in a car, being a mule, or doing other things, be alone. Don't rent a car. Make sure your car is legal on the road. Make sure you don't have a headlight out or a blink or whatever. Make sure your brake lights and tail lights work. I mean, gosh, how these people, they're just, it's crazy. They're coming to get you. So, in sports, wow, that was a great tennis match in the U.S. Open last night between Alcaraz and Tiafoe, the last American hope for United States. That Alcaraz is only 19 years old. Carlos Alcaraz. What a good boy. This guy is something like I've never witnessed before. And I was back in the era of Jimmy Connors, McEnroe, Bjorn Borg, Ivan Lendl, Andre Agassi, Chrissy Everett, Martina Navratilova, Steffi Graf. But there's some high-bred athletes out there now. Holy cow. Wow. So, yeah. And now the finals is going to be that Casper Ruud from Norway, or he's tough. But I'd have to bet Alcaraz. I'd have to bet on him. I mean, he's just a machine. He can get to every ball. He never gets tired. That was his third 5-set match. The other one went to 3:30 in the morning. I mean, that is something else, huh, folks? That is something else. Oh, I didn't hear about the shark attack. I'll tell you, speaking of sharks, I remember I was in Florida visiting in some capacity. I got family down there. A friend had family. I was bouncing around, and we went to the beach, and I was floating on my back, and those rip currents, I believe that's what they're called. These currents, these weird currents that they just draw you out to the ocean. And I thought I was on my back, and not even a lot of time passed. And I opened, and we learned in the Y how to swim, and we used to swim at the sand wash, and but I wasn't ever that good swimmer, And I'm floating on my back, and I had sunglasses on, and I'm floating, and maybe a minute or two passed by, and I looked back at the beach, and it was this current had took me out to the ocean, and I panicked. All I'm thinking is sharks, and then I know that when you're wailing around like that, you look like bait. You look like hurt prey that sharks go after. And I'm splat, and it seems like I'm not getting any closer. And they saw on the beach, well, the lifeguard or whatever, and I'm panicked, and they come with the jet ski. I was like, hold on to the ring, and and I mean, they zipped me right back. But man, I go to Florida here and there, and I go in the ocean. I go up to my chest at the most. I go up to my chest, and I still don't feel safe, or I'll just splash water on me like an old man because I'm getting old. So because them sharks travel they come up right up to shallow waters. People have been standing in 4 feet of water, 5 feet of water, and been attacked. And when they show the aerial view of the beach and the ocean, you could see there's 60 sharks just right there, right in close proximity, and everybody's having fun in the water. And it's just like, run, swim, run. But that's crazy. Yep. Yeah, boy, I tell you, there was a lady on the plane, and she was causing a disturbance a while back, and those federal marshals come right on the plane, and she was screaming, "Don't you know who I am? I live in a mansion." And they're like, "Come on, Sally," and she wouldn't go. She wouldn't get out of her chair. But then she got out of her chair eventually. Eventually, she got out of her chair. Let's see what else is going on. What the heck's going on? What about today's news? What's going on in the crazy world of news? Hey, I appreciate your support, everybody. I think I got 80 subs. I think I got 80 subscribers. Russia, Ukraine, well, whatever. That there's help wanted. I mean, there's a shortage of workers because now they just sit back, after COVID, you know, everybody's cool out here. Everybody's cool. Everybody's cool. Yeah. Well, we love dirty laundry. Yeah, California finally got rain. Wow. They got a big storm. Child marriage in Utah. Those polygamists, boy, I don't know about all that. I don't know. Brothers' dispute led to triple murder-suicide. That's nice. Another Kentucky officer wounded. Suspect killed. There was a plane, speaking of planes, there was a plane crash. I don't remember him, Joe. I think for Halloween, I'm going to get a makeup artist to make some crazy face on me. I don't know. I got to spice this channel up or something. Oh, and when that shooting spree went down in Maryland, 3 children were among the victims. Gosh. And there was that shooting in that Uvalde Park. Holy cow. Well, Charles III was proclaimed the king. Yeah. Florida woman arrested for allegedly twerking. You know, they twerk, they shake their butts. And, wow. Judge dismisses Trump's lawsuit against Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. If you want to look something up, look up the Clinton Chronicles. There's murder on the menu. Yes, waitress. I'd like the special macaroni and cheese, tuna noodle casserole, and what else is there? Yeah, and let me take a side order of murder. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, and a cup of water, too. And how about some silverware? Murder's on the menu. Then this knucklehead gets busted for transporting Now, this guy got busted in a van, a rental van, gets busted, and they have the sheriffs there. He's got 14, 18 pounds of meth, and he's just spilling the beans. He's telling the names. He's telling everything. And it was going across state lines, but the sheriff could only do so much because it was a federal case. And he said he got paid $6,000, and he met them, and the van was all set up, and the knucklehead's weaving through traffic on the highway, and they pull him over, and he completely spills the beans. He's cooperating right there on camera, and he wasn't even thinking about the retaliation of these drug cartels that are going to retaliate on this guy. And he even told the sheriff he did it a couple times. He got paid $6,000. He got paid $8,000. And why? Why? This is very simple. If you did a crime and you got busted, and when they say you have the right to remain silent, because a lot of times they just have a little information and circumstantial evidence, and don't tell on yourself. Don't tell on yourself. I remember years ago, somebody made up, I was being interrogated, and I was just telling the detective, "You're a clown. Arrest me. I'll sue you. I'll sue you afterwards." And he's going, "I know you." Blah, 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 blah. And he's trying these Gestapo tactics, and it was about a horn or a trumpet or something that somebody said I stole. And they dragged me in there, and "I know you." And I'm calling this detective. I says, "You're a clown. If I'm going to jail, let me go to jail, because I got the best lawyer in the world, and I'm going to sue you for false arrest." I was very young at the time. And then they tried to intimidate me for a little longer. And then one guy come in and said, "Oh, he's still here? Oh, you're free to go." I said, "This circus is over." Don't tell on yourself, folks. Don't tell on yourself. If you're going to do a crime, do it alone, unless you actually need another person that serves a purpose. Just don't have your whoever riding with you, because your dummies can't get your story straight. You didn't even set up a story just in case you got pulled over, and you got tens of thousands of dollars worth of drugs in your car. You deserve to go to jail. You deserve to go to jail. You're already telling on yourself before the game even starts, So I don't know. It's just fascinating how is it that hard to just obey the speed limit? Is it that hard to take a look and look at your car and see if all the lights and stuff are operating? Don't get a used. Don't rent a vehicle. And these drug cartels don't care, because they got tons of drugs, and they find these mules, and they just, it don't matter. They lost that much. It don't matter. And when they open the trunk, you know how they got the carpet that snap on, snap off, but the dogs are going to come anyways. The canine dogs are going to come anyways. They left the trunk carpet, the buttons, they didn't even button that down. So he just opened it up, boom, bam, bam. Yeah, here's a big brick of cocaine or whatever. Oh, wow. And these are repeat offenders that went and already did time. And you think they might have thought, while they were sitting in their cell for years, well, if I do a crime again, here's my checklist. Number 1, do this or don't do that. Number 2, do this and you had 5 years to think about the crime you committed, and you sat in prison, and when you got out, you did everything wrong from the jump. I used to take the main highway, and where I knew the terrain, and then I would branch off onto a county road, and just go. If it takes longer, but it's safer. If you got a 4-hour trip and you're on a main run, well, I'll turn it into an 8-hour trip and go on the side roads. That's all. Stay in the right lane. Do the normal speed. Don't go too slow and don't go too fast. Just be normal. The world's dumbest criminals. And I made a lot of different runs in a lot of different capacities. And I never got a ticket. Not because I had some sharper mental edge. It's just common sense. It's common sense. And if you're going to be running drugs, think extra careful. Yeah, they got two people and they separate them, and then their stories don't match. But you're taking $100,000 worth of drugs somewhere, and you don't confer and say, well, just in case this happens, this is our story. And then if it includes somebody else, which you shouldn't, but this is our story. And then make sure everything jives and everybody's on the same page. Is that so hard? Go buy $1,000 car, not a bad car, $2,000 car, and drive. And just drive. That's all. So, what happened with baseball last night? You know, the fall, the playoffs should be coming. Playoffs should be coming pretty soon. Yeah. I mean, I drive safe for my own safety, just to stay safe. Number one, stay safe on the road. I'm older. I don't do anything illegal, but I just drive to be safe. And I'm not trying to get any tickets to pay high insurance rates. I mean, gosh. Those Atlanta Braves, they beat Seattle Mariners 6-4. Chicago White Sox beat the Athletics, Oakland A's 5-3. The Padres, they beat the Dodgers. They're such a Jekyll and Hyde team. And now today we got the Yankees and the Rays. Tampa Bay, they give them a hard time. Aaron Judge, he's just blasting home runs out of there like Babe Ruth, like it's nobody's business. The Giants and the Cubs, who cares? The White Sox and Oakland A's, who cares? The Tigers and the Royals, who cares? Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles, nothing. The Nationals and the Phillies. The Mets and the Florida Marlins. Florida Marlins have been on a little roll. Los Angeles Angels against the Houston Astros. So, you got the perennials. You got the Dodgers. You got the Houston Astros. Now you got the Mets and you got the Yankees. And gotta love the sports, my folks. You gotta love it. You gotta love this stuff. And yeah, I just wanted to put some headlines in there, a thumbnail that might catch somebody's eye. But you talk about the world's dumbest criminals. Oh my gosh. It is completely insane. I remember years ago, I was driving out west, and I think I had a legendary car. It was called the Gray Ghost. And I was doing something, and I was going back these back roads, and there was construction, and I was sitting in the sun, and I was like, wow, this trip has turned into a nightmare. It wasn't, I'm thinking this isn't worth it. This isn't worth it. And back then there wasn't your phone and the MapQuest and the satellite. And I got this map and I'm trying to figure out these alternative routes, and I'm going right back into like, all right, I'm on a different route and it might take longer, but oh my gosh. But I still, and my arrival time uh, was of course going to be late, but that's just the way it had to be. I'm not going to speed. I'm not going to speed. And then I get out there and they're like, "Oh yeah, we should have told you that, the 66 and the 70 and all this other stuff." I'm going, "Thanks a lot, Bill. I mean, this trip turned into 18 hours. It should have been 8 or 6 or whatever." But keep your composure. Stuff happens. There wasn't cell phones, but I don't know. You see on YouTube these criminals that go down. They're just they're just telling on themselves. They're in a vehicle that is rental. These rentals. The license plate on a rental, number one, will say it's a rental. Whatever the code is, the letters, it'll say the license plate. And then there are certain models they use. And it's just amazing. I mean, the jails and prisons are full of the dumbest criminals. So, yeah, I didn't even bring my football book because I'm a knucklehead. Maybe I'm the world's dumbest YouTube content provider. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. And these days, with surveillance and cameras the way it is, you got to be like a little quiet mouse in the night to do your business. And if you're going to go on a route, go during rush hour, go during the high volume hours, because them cops sitting on those highways at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, they got nothing better to do. You might even get illegally stopped. So, yeah, I mean, this is kind of funny. I knew I was being investigated by a detective years ago. And that what they would do is they would deputize a regular citizen. In America, they can deputize a citizen for 24 hours and he could be law enforcement. So if you sell to him, you're selling to a officer. You're selling drugs to a law enforcement person. And I remember I was at the races and this knucklehead guy, he was actually the son of a guy that my father was a commercial artist in New York City, and he wanted to buy into his business or something. And I don't know, I think my father ripped him off. And his son, coincidentally, years later, comes up to me at the races, and he's like, "Yeah, Joe, I heard that you got this and that, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Could I get some?" And I'm looking at him, I'm going, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about." "Well, Tony and Rick and this and that." Well, they said, well, they're lying, bro. They're lying. They're lying. And then I tell him, "Get away from me." Get away from me. Go back and tell whoever sent you that I don't have, nice try. So they used to try these tactics. I remember I had a ton of weight in my apartment, and it was an upstairs apartment. And I says, I got to get this stuff out of here. I had this hunch. So I called my uncle, God rest his soul, and I says, go get a rental, that big rental moving truck, and get down here. I'll pay you whatever you want, and move me out into the country at a safe place that was already set up. And boom, 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 we get it done. In the darkness of the night, we get it done. And that following week, the downstairs neighbor, I saw him in town, and he's like, hey, Jojo, what the hell was going on? They came in and knocked the door down, and there was all these police officials, and they said the apartment was empty. I said, yeah, we moved. We moved. But these detectives were always in the background, and I was already 3 moves ahead of them. And fast forward 35 years later, I run into a detective that was retired, Mike S. And he was an older man, and I'm thinking, this guy looks familiar. And he went, he says my name, chasing me around for years. I think I'm having it just showed connection problem. I hope the video is all right. So he's going, yeah, I couldn't get you. He was cool about it. He was a senior citizen and he said, boy, we kept gunning for you and gunning for you. And I was careful, sir. I was careful. That's all. I was careful. Another time, I knew a local officer, and he was actually doing security at a mall where a betting place was. And I used to put bets in for him. He was in uniform, but I used to put bets in for him. And he then one day he said, hey, Jojo, listen, on this certain date, whatever you're doing, I don't care. I don't want to know about it. But whatever you're doing, this is what's going to happen on this certain date. And I was like, thank you, buddy. Thank you. And he was right. But there was nothing left in that place but a couple of crumbs on the floor and a rug. And it was a rodeo. It was a complete rodeo. And, you just have to be real careful. Now, when I was doing that shit for the organized crime, and I was running errands, sometimes they would follow me. You heard the backstory, and I used to obey all the traffic. The car was legal and it was proper, and they loved it. They loved the fact that I took that much extra care. How could you not? I used to tell the boss, how could you not? And then what happened to the guys before me? How this job become available? But I was very, very careful. But I knew I couldn't do that much longer, because if you see my other videos, I was college educated and I was trying to find a legitimate job, and that just happened by accident. And I started running errands, getting bread and milk at the store, and then I would get paid, stuff like that. So, well, let's see what we got here. I'm not going to drag this on. It's already 40 minutes. Thank you, Joe and Leon Swan. Yeah, two actual guys' names were Tony and Rick. But there was two other guys, Tony and Rick, that were like the captains and conciliary and all of that crazy stuff. But one thing I always had was a mental edge. I got a little brain damage now, and I got a brain injury, and my memory is shot. But you get involved when you're doing crimes. You got to be a chess player. You always got to think the worst. And what if, and then act accordingly, okay. Daily devotion. I am always available to you. Once you have trusted me as your savior, I never distance myself from you. Sometimes you may feel distance from me. Recognize that as feeling, do not confuse it with reality. The Bible is full of my promises to be with you always. As I assured Jacob when he was journeying away from home into unknown places, I am with you and I will watch over you wherever you go. I want Jesus to be with me and watch over me wherever I go. And you know what? He's done that my whole life. That's why I do these devotions. I have the angels and Jesus watching over me. And I'm not embarrassed or ashamed to get up here and do this, which is a turn off to most people. But I deal with reality. My last recorded promise to my followers was, surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Let these assurances of my continual presence fill you with joy and peace. No matter what you may lose in this life, you can never lose your relationship with me. So you may lose stuff in this life and go through a lot of trials and tribulations. But with that being said, Jesus is going to stick with you. Is that just fairy tale? Oh, yeah, that's nice, fine and dandy. Well, you know what? I lived it. It was my life experience. Angels and demons are real. Yes, angels and demons are real. I've seen them rocking and rolling. And when I was on the other side, I saw them rocking and rolling. Hey, Erica. Woo. See, family, folks, this is a small channel and I get 12 views. I'm not doing mafia stories anymore, but that's all. Let's talk. I love my friends. I love my family, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. All right. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I got 80 subscribers. I'd like to see somebody start a YouTube channel and get 80 subscribers. Oh, that doesn't sound like a lot. A cup of JoJo. Go right ahead. I'm a gambling man. So, now I'm under the gun. My family's watching me. I better be entertaining now. Erica always says, live, love, and laugh. That's my beautiful niece. I love my family. I'm animated. All right. The great James Monty's there. Wow. You know what? When I grow up, I want to be like him. He's a bad mamma jamma. And you know what? Speaking of sharks, he's got a shark tattoo on his shoulder. He's got a shark tattoo. He was a military man and a Navy man. And he's a bad. But you know what? More importantly, he's a good man in the world. And Erica is a good woman in the world. That's money. That's money. That's more valuable than money. Be a good person in there. I'm not some hardcore gangster guy. I'm just JoJo. I like to laugh. I've had a crazy life, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed that I could do this, and I have fun. What else am I going to do? Sit here and look at the walls? I mean, come on. Enough's enough. Enough is enough. So, commercials? Come off it. You know what? I'm going to fire my director and producer right now. Where'd they go? You know, I'm going to fire them. That's not supposed to, that wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, enough is enough. Go get a cup. Go do a shot of whiskey. All right. There's a picture on the wall of Haishna. Mama, Grandpa, Mama, my daughter, and the 10 Commandments. Does anybody know about the 10 Commandments? So I did the stories about the really stupidest, dumbest criminals on the planet. A little news or whatnot. And stuff like that. I'm not going to keep saying and stuff like that anymore. So that's all there is to it. That is all there is to it. Now, you know, this, I heard about this singer, Adele. And maybe I'm getting a little corny. Maybe I'm getting corny. But this lady's powerful. I know it's late in the game and everybody knows who Adele is. But I'm sensitive. Settle down that you so they broke up. Found a girl and you married now. So I guess they broke up. Now I don't want to get copyright infringement, so I got to stop it. But you know, there's no rock and roll music out there anymore. Is there a rock band out there? Is there rock and roll music anymore? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not finding it. Maybe I'm just not looking. But so Someone Like You by Adele, and you know, they broke up, and now she's telling him, I want to find someone like you. I might start crying. Cause she gave you things I didn't give to you. Whoa. Oh, friend, why are you so shy? Thank you, Hayes. Right from the light. Like my radio show. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's currently 75 degrees outside. The barometric pressure is 22.9 and rising. And it's going to be partly cloudy today, 72 to 75 degrees. Top in this morning's news, there's been a traffic accident on the I-90. Expect traffic to be backed up at least 3 to 5 miles. I'm a natural. Come on. Come on.
I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I had hoped you'd see my face.
Powerful.
That you'd be reminded that for me, it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
Wow. What?
I wish nothing but the best for you.
She ain't pissed off that he found somebody new. She's like, never mind, I'll find someone like you. Man, usually they're MFing each other. Holy cow. Wow. Holy Toledo. And she had some other one rolling in the hills or rolling in the deep. What's this show turned into? I don't even know. It's the grab bag. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. We'll throw in a lot of different stuff. But this lady's got a voice. This lady has a voice.
Get premium flea prevention.
You know.
Advantage 2.
Clear non-stick surface. You're great for scrambling.
Commercials.
But to drive on,
Boring.
we have amazing
Now, some of these singers, they sing and they just sound like they're crying. They're cry singing. And then it makes you want to cry. Now, someone said something. 2 billion views? I get 12 views on my channel. She gets 2 billion. I can't sing like her. What's this rolling in the deep? Give me a Kleenex, because... Uh-oh. Oh, this is upbeat. This is upbeat.
Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your shit, babe.
What a voice.
I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do. There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of.
Uh-oh. Here it comes. You can feel it. Man, what a voice. What a voice. What a voice. Holy cow. Jeez. I don't care. I got what, 2, 3 people left here? I don't care. Now, whatever. So, let's see. One more song, and that's it. Then I'll be signing off. We already did the devotion. We did a little sports. We talked about the dumbest criminals on the planet. And that's that. So let's do a love song. Let's do a love song. Okay? Love song from The Cure. Little love song. There's enough hate. You make me feel like I am whole again. So I gotta stop that. Sorry. You know. Yeah, Brian knows. Brian knows. It's a love song. What happened to the love songs? You know? So no matter where, how far away, no matter whatever, I will always love you. You are a million miles away. I will always love you. And you know that. I'm looking good on this Saturday morning. Sorry about that. I'm looking good. Just saying. I want to feel like I'm young again because I'm getting old over here. All right? All right? Oh, good Lord, have mercy. Good Lord, have mercy. Good Lord, have mercy. I don't know if Brian knows this one because this is a curveball. This might be. This is a curveball. 2 billion views. Jeez, I'm struggling to get 20 views. Holy cow, what's going on here? Any type of music that has a melody and a good beat and a good rhythm, whatever genre it is, it's palatable to the ear and it's good. It's good.
It's amazing.
It's palatable to the ear. Let's go. Fasten your seatbelts. All right.
Just to know your name. 17 tracks and I've
Had it with this game.
I'm breaking my back just to know your name. But heaven ain't close in a place like this. Anything goes, but don't think you like this. 'Cause heaven ain't.
What a beat. What a rhythm. What an uplifting beat. And he's saying, heaven ain't close in a place like this. And it's breaking my back just to know your name. Where is he? Where is this guy at? Where is he at? In a brothel or something?
Close in a place like this. I said heaven ain't close in a place like this. Bring it back down tonight. Never thought I'd let a rumor ruin my moonlight.
Let's go.
Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girl.
Somebody told me you had a boyfriend that looked like a girlfriend that I dated back in January. Wait a minute. Hold on. Her new boyfriend looks like his old girlfriend that he dated back in January? Come on. I'm not crazy enough. Jeez. Holy cow. Audio Slave. Wow. Audio Slave had a lot of good songs. The late Chris Cornell. The late Chris Cornell. What was that song? Yeah, he had a lot of hits. A lot of hits. So my show has come to a screeching halt. But I'll tell you, I'm going to do one more song, come hell or high water. All right? And, hey, I'm scrolling on here, and there's my channel. 3 people watching live. Thank you, folks. I love y'all. I'm trying to find this song, which I'm not going to. Remember Puddle of Mud? Oh, okay, I got it. This song is To Be Yourself from Audio Slave. And it's about life. And we struggle, and a lot of stuff happens. And this is it's a good tune. It's a real good tune. It'll be the last tune of the day. And then I'm going to sign on off. Okay? Just a couple seconds worth of commercials. But it just shows that, you know, some people are going through extreme lows and somebody are going through extreme highs. But during it all, you just got to be yourself. You got to roll with the punches. And like I say, don't give up. I'll find you. Don't give up. Okay? Phone call. Let's go. See? Beautiful tune. The late, great Chris Cornell from Soundgarden and Audio Slave. All right. Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you. This is a cool little tune. It's inspirational.
Someone falls to pieces, sleeping all alone. Someone kills the pain, spinning in the silence. Finally drifts away. Someone gets excited in a chapel yard, catches a bouquet, another lays a dozen white roses.
So someone gets excited in the chapel yard and they're catching a bouquet. And then others are laying flowers on a grave. So what can we do during it all? Be yourself.
On a grave,
Be yourself, folks. You're good enough. Be yourself because you're good enough. Don't listen to the bull crap. Everybody's hating. Everybody's judging. Don't fall to that. Let's run it back. All right? You're good enough. We're God's children. All right? Be yourself. We all make mistakes. But rise up.
Someone falls to pieces, sleeping all alone. Someone kills the pain.
A lot of pain.
Standing in the silence, finally drifts away. Someone gets excited in a chapel yard, catches a bouquet, another lays a dozen white roses on a grave. Yeah, and be yourself is all that you can do. To be yourself is all that you can do.
So true and beautiful.
Someone taught salvation in everyone, the only thing. Someone tries to hide himself down inside himself in free. Someone swears his true love until the end of time. Love runs away, separate or united. Guilty or insane. And to be yourself is all that you can want. You can want. To be yourself is all that you can want. You can want.
Be yourself. Don't be afraid. All right? Don't be afraid. We all make mistakes. We ruin our lives. But you can make a comeback. All right? You can make a comeback. Don't listen to the haters. Believe in yourself. If you're spiritual, Jesus will rise you up. If you pray to a rock or a tree, or you have any spirituality, you know, yeah, people put on facades and everything, and they're afraid. You're good enough to be yourself. We're God's children. Ain't that good enough? And if you don't believe in that, just believe in that you are something. If it's not spiritually, psychologically, be confident. People were raised and they weren't nurtured with love, and they don't know what it's all about. But remember, you are loved. Love yourself first, and then others will love you. Okay? Don't be afraid. Don't fear. All right? Just don't fear. I mean, I do a lot of crazy stuff, but I have a lot of life experience. And I'm highly educated. I'm street smart, and I'm book smart, and I'm just a genius. Am I shaking? Oh, all right. I'm jonesing for more coffee. So that's enough current events. That's enough world's stupidest criminal knuckleheads. They might as well just go drive to the jailhouse and just surrender. Save all the hoopla. So I appreciate everybody. Leon, Joe, Lorenzo, Erica, James. I appreciate everybody. And you guys are the kings and queens of your world. I don't even have to tell you I always end my videos be the kings and queens. But I don't even have to tell these good people. They already know. It's tough to be confident. It's tough to, when people are always judging. And are you good enough? See ya, honey. Are you good enough? Do you have enough that you might, it's always these things running around in people's minds. And all that does is get you off track to be your best you. So you're good enough. And I always say, be the kings and queens of your worlds that you already are. Don't give up. I came back from scratch, brain dead. I came back. You can do it, folks. You can do it. And you can do it. So thank you. I'm very inspired that you people came in and joined me. That's my money. That's my money that we can do stuff like this and enjoy and laugh and have a connection. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? All right. Everybody trying to be a tough guy. You know where all the tough guys that I knew? They're all doing life in prison or they're all in the cemetery. They're tough guys, but they're knuckleheads. Knuckleheads. So thank you very much. God bless you all. I love you all. I'm psyched about being alive. I'm psyched about you people. And Be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. You are great. All right. You just need somebody to tell you, and then you'll tell yourself and you will know it. So that'll work out just fine. All right, folks. So I'll be back tomorrow and I do the devotion. We'll talk about some certain things and everything. And like, share, subscribe, comment, go do 3 cartwheels and 2 backflips, and then share the video and all of that crazy good stuff. But thank you for my subscribers. I appreciate your support. God bless. I'm psyched. I'll see you tomorrow, and stay great. Stay blessed. Don't be trying to give up. Don't let me find out that you were trying to give up. All right? All right, folks. Talk to you soon.